You know that feeling when someone asks you, "How's the weather?" and something inside you just dies a little. Not because you're rude or antisocial, but because you can feel your soul literally trying to escape through your ears. Yeah, that's where I'm at now. And if you're reading this, I'm guessing you're there too. Here's the thing, nobody prepared me for about waking up spiritually. I thought I'd become more patient, more understanding, more able to flow with whatever life threw at me. And in many ways, I did. But there's this one thing, this one aspect of human interaction that's become almost physically painful for me to endure. Small talk. The weather. Traffic. What's trending on social media? Did you see that game? How about this economy? What are you watching on Netflix? And I'm standing there, nodding, smiling, playing along, while inside my soul is screaming, we're going to die one day. We're temporary beings in an infinite universe. Why are we talking about traffic? But I can't say that at a dinner party, can I? Because that would make me the weird one. Here's what happened to me, and maybe it's happening to you too. I started seeing through the game. Small talk isn't really about the weather or traffic or any of the surface topics we discuss. It's a social ritual. It's a way of saying, I acknowledge your presence, but I'm not ready to be vulnerable with you. Let's just exchange these safe, meaningless pleasantries and call it connection. And that's fine when you're asleep. When you're running on autopilot, small talk is actually soothing. It's predictable. It's safe. It doesn't require you to feel anything real or say anything true. It's like social elevator music, pleasant background noise that fills the uncomfortable silence. But when you wake up, when you start seeing reality more clearly, small talk becomes excruciating. Because you can feel the emptiness of it. You can sense the energy being wasted. You can feel the precious moments of your finite life draining away while you pretend to care about things that don't actually matter to you. I remember the exact moment I realized I couldn't do it anymore. I was at this event, surrounded by successful, intelligent people, and someone asked me about my weekend. And I opened my mouth to give the standard answer, the easy answer, the answer that keeps things comfortable, but something in me just refused. I couldn't do it. I couldn't spend another second of my life pretending that surface-level exchange was actually communication. So I told the truth. I said, you know what? I spend most of it sitting in silence, watching my thoughts, trying to understand who I am beneath all the noise. And you should have seen the look on their face. Like I just told them I spent the weekend conducting seances or something. The conversation died right there. They excused themselves. And I understood I'd broken the social contract. Small talk is a contract. It's an agreement we all make to stay on the surface, to not go too deep, to not make anyone uncomfortable with too much truth, or too much feeling, or too much realness. And most people want that contract. They need it. Because going deep is scary. Being real is vulnerable. Saying what you actually think and feel, that's dangerous territory. But here's what happens when you wake up. You can't sign that contract anymore. You can't agree to the terms, because you've tasted something else. You've experienced real connection, authentic conversation, the kind where two souls actually meet instead of two masks bumping into each other. And once you've tasted that, once you know what's possible, the surface stuff becomes intolerable. It's like this. Imagine you've been eating fast food your whole life. Burgers, fries, soda, the same predictable flavors. And then one day, someone takes you to this incredible restaurant where the food is fresh and alive and complex and nourishing. You taste real flavor for the first time, real nutrition, and it changes you at a cellular level. Now try going back to fast food. Try pretending it's satisfying. Try convincing yourself it's feeding you. You can't. Your body knows the difference now. It rejects the artificial stuff because it's experienced the real thing. That's what small talk becomes after awakening. Junk food for the soul. Empty calories. You're going through the motions of connection without any actual nourishment happening, and your soul knows it. Your soul is starving while your mouth is making conversation about the weather. The spiritually awake person isn't trying to be difficult or superior or antisocial. They're just allergic to fakeness now. Their system rejects it. Like someone who's cleaned up their diet can't handle processed food anymore. Someone who's cleaned up their consciousness can't handle processed conversation. And the world doesn't understand this. The world thinks you're being rude, standoffish, difficult, weird. Why can't you just chat like a normal person? Why do you have to make everything so deep and heavy and intense? Why can't you just talk about the game like everyone else? Because I can't unknow what I know. I can't unsee what I've seen. I've seen that we're all going to die. I've seen that this life is incredibly precious and brief. I've seen that beneath all our masks and roles and personas, we're all the same consciousness having different experiences, and I can't pretend I don't know that anymore. When you realize you're mortal, really realize it, not just intellectually but in your bones, small talk starts feeling like a crime. Every minute wasted on meaningless chatter is a minute you'll never get back. Every conversation that stays on the surface is a missed opportunity for real connection. Every time you talk about the weather instead of what you're actually feeling, you're betraying yourself. I'm not saying every conversation needs to be about the meaning of life. I'm not suggesting we should all walk around having intense philosophical discussions at the grocery store. But there's something in between small talk and existential crisis. There's this middle ground where people can be real with each other, where you can say, "Actually, I'm struggling today," instead of, "Fine, thanks. How are you?" Where you can share something true instead of something safe. But that middle ground requires courage. It requires vulnerability. It requires both people to drop their guards, even just a little. And most people aren't ready for that. Most people are still hiding, still protecting, still afraid of being seen. So what do, those of us who can't tolerate small talk anymore? Do we just become hermits? Do we avoid all social situations? Do we resign ourselves to being the weird ones who make everyone uncomfortable? Here's what I've learned. You have to find your people. You have to seek out the others who are awake, who are real, who are done with the surface game. They're out there. They're rare, but they exist. And when you find them, when you connect with someone who's also awake, the conversation goes deep immediately. There's no small talk needed. You skip right past the weather and the traffic and go straight to what matters. What are you discovering about yourself? What are you wrestling with? What's breaking your heart open? What's making you come alive? These conversations, they're like water in the desert. They're what your soul has been craving while it's been dying of thirst making chit-chat about Netflix shows. And here's the beautiful thing. The more you refuse to engage in small talk, the more you train the world how to interact with you. People learn that if they want your energy, your attention, your presence, they have to show up with something real. They have to bring their actual self to the conversation, not just their social persona. Some people will walk away. They'll decide you're too much, too intense, too weird, and that's okay. Let them go. You're not for everyone. The awake person never is. But the people who stay, the people who rise to meet you in that deeper place, those become your tribe. Those become your real connections. And one real connection is worth 1,000 surface-level interactions. I used to feel guilty about this. I used to think something was wrong with me for not being able to engage in normal conversation like everyone else. I thought I was broken, antisocial, damaged somehow. But I'm not broken. I've just outgrown the costume. I've outgrown the performance. I've outgrown the pretending. And if you're reading this and nodding along, if you're feeling that same intolerance for small talk, that same craving for depth and authenticity and realness, you're not broken either, you're awake. And the awake don't have time for pretend conversation. We don't have time for masks meeting masks. We don't have time to waste our precious, finite, beautiful lives talking about the weather when we could be talking about what it feels like to be alive. So here's my invitation to you. Stop pretending. Stop playing small. Stop engaging in conversations that drain your soul just to make other people comfortable. Your discomfort with small talk isn't a problem to fix, it's wisdom to honor. It's your soul telling you, you've outgrown this, you're ready for something real. And when you finally give yourself permission to step out of the small talk game, when you finally decide that your energy is too precious to waste on empty exchanges, something magical happens. You start attracting the right people, the real people, the awake people, the ones who've been searching for you too. Because authentic souls recognize each other. We don't need small talk to connect. We see each other across the room and we know there's someone who gets it. There's someone who's awake. There's someone I can finally talk to about what actually matters. That's worth all the awkward dinner parties, That's worth all the uncomfortable moments when you refuse to play along. That's worth being the weird one who can't just chat about traffic like a normal person. Because you're not normal anymore, you're awake. And the awake live by different rules. We value depth over comfort. We choose truth over politeness. We pick real connection over pleasant conversation. And once you make that choice, once you commit to it fully, you'll never go back. You can't. Because your soul has tasted real nourishment, and it will never be satisfied with junk food again.